I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night, and you are watching The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network. Mr. Donald, Mr. D, and a few other guests that we invited to come on tonight's show will not be attending. So what you see is what you get, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. B and I will absolutely do our due diligence and the best that we can to provide you with a fantastic show for tonight. Also, let's see here. Also, any information that is sent on this show does not reflect information from the FFN Network. Politicking with Mr. B. This show is called The Way We See It, and it is our opinion on the way we see it. We do 100% fact check. We do not put anything on air that we haven't listened or watched from another source at least 2 or 3 times. Especially on tonight's show, we are going to show some video of what not to believe out there on the internet, and that is a crock of, poo poo. Okay. So with that being said, I like to introduce my boy over here to my right, the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. B.
He said he's going to have a great show, a big show. All right, here we go. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my
Hello, my
ragtime
baby
gal.
cow.
Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then I'll be all alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. All right. That having been said, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a hell of a show going on out here. A lot of information that we're going to be covering. We've got videos that are talking about things. Of course, we're going to be discussing anything having to do with the assassination attempt on former President Donald J. Trump. We're going to be talking about things having to do with this, with the people that are behind the scenes, like the SS. Yeah, right. The Secret Service, one way or the other.
Well, it's just
FBI, other local law enforcement as well, individual citizens. What about also we'll be talking about other things that are coming on, like the Menendez trial that just finished up, and all these things. We've got a lot to be covering in only 2 hours, and there's two of us, so it's going to fit in an awful lot. Now, Blazeman, what are you going to take and put up first? What do you want to tackle?
Well, on tonight's show, we're going to show a little bit the mapping out of the shooting. Okay, we're going to debunk some conspiracies. We'll do our best. We are going to we're going to talk about what we know about Matthew Crooks, and we're going to talk about we're gonna see. I'm sorry. We're gonna watch the assassination attempt video, and then with some notes, and then we're gonna talk about who is a JD Vance, right here on the way we see it. So what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to start off with who is Matthew Crooks, and one of the reasons, I mean, the picture that they show just depicts this kid as, a clean cut, good boy, a good boy. Hold on, a clean cut, a good boy at school. Some friends coming out saying that he was bullied constantly and all of these things to that effect. Now, that's one of the reasons why we're going to put out that debunked video, B, because this young man put out a video and does look pretty close to what this young man looks like, and he's got long hair and things to that, and and he's coming out and he's saying and how he hates Republicans and he hates Trump, and at the end of the video he says, oh, did you get the right shooter, stuff like that. And that's is deemed, that's misinformation. And there's a lot of it going out there. I don't know. And, look, I'm calling it misinformation. Some of you folks that might be seeing it might say, hey, really? Is that misinformation? But that's up to you to decide. Okay. Again, we report on what we learned, and, we, bring it to your attention is the best that we can. Now, I like to start off the show with my boy B. Menendez was found guilty. B. Menendez was found guilty, bro.
The man was found guilty on all charges that they brought up before the court, and he stands to each one of the charges can carry up to 25 years in prison. So if they run him concurrently, I believe, what was they call it, he could wind up in there for a great number of years, but basically over 200 years. However, 25 years, it's probably going to be the end of his life expectancy if he actually winds up going to prison. Now, I'm sure that they're going to go ahead and try and appeal these things. Whether or not he winds up having to report
the Menendez
prison before then, it still remains to be seen. The most important thing right now, you're seeing, and the people, they're ducking and covering and scrambling for a number of different things. But this just throws a little more fuel under the fire because the
Menendez.
people, the Democrats running for cover because this is one of their own. So now they've been harping on, oh, Trump's he's a convicted felon. He's a convicted felon. Now they got one of their own, real deep, long-standing members that have been convicted of some incredibly serious charges, including bribery and I believe there may have been some conspiracy. Yeah, the bribery, conspiracy, and so forth things. And they were saying how he was basically selling access to his office, things like that. This is by and large 50 times larger and deeper and more serious than anything that they possibly could have pinned on former President Donald Trump. And now it's coming home to roost in the Democrats. They are worried that on top of everything else now, this is going to be another brick in the wall to their losing major league in the November election. Hello? You are muted.
I apologize.
Yep.
I mean, this guy had a lot of money, a lot of gold in there. You know?
We don't know. We still do not know where the gold came from. He still asserts that the gold belongs to his wife, not him. He still says that they kept money inside the house because of how they grew up and how they were raised and how things they went through in Cuba. They didn't trust banks. And I can understand that, especially now, considering look what we've had happen over the past 30 years with banks and the failures and the meltdowns and so forth, the too big to fail and all of that. I can understand that, believe it or not. But okay, for whatever reason, the jury came in and pegged this guy as being guilty of all these counts. Again, there's one thing in the world that unless when you saw the pictures of the gold ingots, they call them gold bars and gold ingots, and each individual gold ingot that comes through or comes from a certified processor will have a serial number on it. Very rarely does anybody ever record those serial numbers. You have no idea when that gold was melted and poured and how it came to be in their house and in their ownership.
I don't. Did they melt the gold? I didn't know.
No, they didn't melt it. But when a gold processor gets the gold, whether it's ore or maybe jewelry that they melted down and they take and refine it and get rid of all of the other materials out of it and turn it back into fine gold, and they pour it into an ingot. And they had the ones that were 1 ounce or 10 ounce or 100-ounce bars, whatever they have.
Okay.
When a gold processor does that.
So what's this guy? What's this guy going to get? Be what? 2 years in a federal
I don't think that they're going to give
club?
I don't think they're going to give this guy a club fed.
You
I don't
think
think they're going to. No. I think because of the things that the man was convicted of, I think they're going to put him somewhere. It might be, a side building somewhere, but I think they're going to try and shove him down Leavenworth.
Oh,
I really do. Because they
wait to see that.
Say not only did he do conspiracy for this, that, whatever else, but they say that he did things that breached national security.
I didn't hear much of that. Did you get anything out of that?
I still, to the life of me, I still do not have
that
actually in my hands any information that shows me that this guy breached national security, what he did or whatever else. I don't know, but
that's what you're hearing.
the head prosecutor came out today after the things were on. He was talking, and he said specifically this on top of all these other charges. He said he did something that sold out the national security or whatever else. So this tells me that they're really going to take, and they're not putting him in club fed. They're going to put him in. If it's not a max, they're going to put him in something that's going to be certainly no picnic to be in.
Well, first we got to find out whatever this national security stuff is that he supposedly obtained or sold or whatever, because that's what the case is about, right? Him being
No,
bribed.
bribery, conspiracy to commit bribery, and selling access to this and that, and blah blah blah.
Right, right,
All
right.
of these things. There was so many all these different charges, whatever it was. I don't have all of it in front of me. I didn't watch the trial. I wasn't in the courtroom, so I really don't know all the things that have been said. All I know is everybody's turning around and patting each other on the back over in the Justice Department, whatever. And I still have questions in my mind still exactly about how these people absolutely determined where this gold and where this cash came from.
Right. Okay. So, well, he's found guilty. So now, but why wait until October 19th for sentencing? Why wait so long?
Um, well, many times in the courts, they'll put off sentencing hearings for whatever reasons. They're maybe making some sort of reasonable accommodations for the man to be able to get his affairs in order, so to speak, being
Yeah.
that he is quote unquote a public servant. Make certain arrangements and so forth.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Right.
Again, and
Again,
maybe
it's
they
still,
gotta maybe they also have to make arrangements to make room for him in one of whatever facility they want to send him to, so that things can be seamless and flawless when they get him in. They don't have to worry about, well, let's we can't fit him over here. Let's put him over here. No, let's put him in this groom closet over here. No, let's send him over to this cell block instead of this.
yeah, we get that. Yeah.
Get all the ducks in a row.
Yeah. Well, we'll just see. And we got one. They got one corrupt son of a bee. That's and unfortunately he's a Democrat. So hey, for me though, B, and we're gonna get into these videos and all of that stuff. But for me, I find it very, very. I mean, look at what the Democrats are doing right now, B. Look at the scrambling that they're doing. Now, all of a sudden, their motto is to not spew hate. Don't talk about hate this and hate that, and some hard to the right. They've done the same thing, but I would say that look, there's no rioting going on the streets, B. There's nobody burning down buildings, B. There's nobody flipping over buses, B. There's nobody busting up and shooting fucking cops, B. Excuse my French. Go ahead.
And guess what, by the way? So incredibly convenient. Just this afternoon, President Biden, Jojo Jack in the Box, is out giving a speech. And what does he start immediately harping on? And he became Angry Joe again, yelling and screaming on things. What the hell is he harping on? Oh, there are too many children. More children die of gunshots in this country than they die of any other thing, which is horse shit.
Well,
absolute horse shit.
Yeah,
but he says more children die in this country from gunshots than they do from any other reason, which is bullshit. And he said, and again, he's harping on about coming out and getting the guns and making it illegal for AR-15.
Yeah, just totally like flipping everything around. It's nothing about, look, what I meant by that is like, Joe's comment, putting a bullseye on Trump. All the rhetoric that was said with these Democrats, you know what I mean? He's Hitler. He wants to take away your rights. If he gets in to be president, that's it for democracy. That's it for your rights. He's going to be a dictator. I mean, anybody that's hearing this that's got, problems upstairs in their head and can be easily influenced on things like that, what do you think is going to happen?
They've got wire brush big mouth idiots on CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC,
I gotta be worse.
USD, whatever it is.
I got to be honest with you there, B. I mean, MSNBC takes the cake, man.
Ugh.
Takes the cake. It's some of the stuff that they're reporting is just insane. Anyways, I just find it hilarious and how Democrats are starting, oh, don't talk no more hate or whatever and all of this stuff like that. Or,
yeah. Lovey-dovey, snuggle. When a couple of days ago, Donald Trump was the scourge of the earth. Donald Trump was the embodiment and the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler. Donald Trump was this whatever it is, 2025, blah blah blah. And Donald Trump was the person who was in the hands sending people to kill people on January the 6th. Donald Trump has lightning come out of his hands and fried Mother Teresa to death, whatever.
They don't have anything. This is like taking the cake right here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right. Somebody tried to kill the man. They've done everything in their power to, the guy has been through literally hell with the Democratic Party. And you will get some Democrats will be, oh yeah, well, what about how the Democrats treated Obama? And look at the way they talk about Joe. Look, from my experience and me from doing the network and from me talking to a lot of conservatives, we don't think that way at all. Well, you know what I'm saying? We don't.
I got news for you. Like it or not, who thinks this way, that way, or whatever else. Look at Barack the Wonder Schmuck. He's had his hand up Biden's ass for the last 3 years, and now that he's no longer useful to him, he's turned around and thrown him off to the freaking wolves, and said, whatever. I don't think this is time for you to be running anymore, Joe. It's time for you to go. And look at what's happening with that. Now, what's he going to do? If anything, the man has certainly shown his true colors, what he's all about.
Well, like I said, yeah, true colors, all of that stuff. Yeah, he was interviewed by black gentleman. I can't think of his name. Anyways, and he started spewing the same shit. It's just there's so much that's going through my mind.
We talking about Lester Holt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Lester Holt interviewed him. Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. There's so much that's like going through my mind, and but the only way we can get an idea of it is to watch some of these videos so everyone can be on the same page. Everyone could either call at 508-974-4231. A legit call. Those calls will be scanned tonight. And if we feel that you're not going to be nice on air, we're just going to hang up on you. So, again, you can reach us at 508-974-4231. If you have an opinion or a comment that you want to share, you're more than welcome to. Or you could just put your comments in the comment section here on whatever platform that you're watching us on. Unfortunately, we're not on X tonight because X charges are free to go live. And that's when all of you are going to want to come to FFN Network B. Okay, as soon as these other platforms start charging for you to go live on them, here's FFN Network, baby. Anyhow, with that being said, let's take a look at what we know about Thomas Matthew Crooks. Ready, B?
Go ahead.
The FBI identified the gunman as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks.
This is the picture I'm talking about, B.
I know. They paint him as a little pimply-faced pencil neck geek. when in reality,
with braces on. What's this
yeah,
picture, like 2 years old or something?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Show the
Yeah.
picture of him now with his hair all long and him looking all distorted and things to that nature. But this is the picture I was talking to you about. He's got braces. Look, he's even got a little cold sore on his lip. This is a young kid. That, in my opinion, again, on the way we see it, okay, I think he was influenced, on something. Let's take a listen more.
Brooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. They say he fired shots from outside the secure cordoned area of the rally, atop an elevated structure.
He starts shooting. Bow, 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 bow. About 4 to 5 shots rang out.
Law enforcement converged on Crook's family's suburban Pittsburgh home overnight.
They asked us to leave our house. They told us it was a state of emergency. No warning. They just knocked on the door in the middle of the night.
Officials say the gunman fired 6 to 8 rounds from an AR-15 assault rifle before he was shot and killed by a member of the Secret Service counter-assault team.
Well, I
the
guess
FBI
it was
called
Secret
it, quote,
Service.
surprising that he was able to fire at the stage before he...
Well, like I said, that's where misinformation starts popping in, because some of the stuff I was reading was saying that it was the local police, it was Homeland Security bullshit, stuff like that. So
he was killed.
We do not currently have an identified motive, although our investigators are working tirelessly to attempt to identify what that motive was.
Last night's rally in Pennsylvania was former President Trump's last before the Republican National Convention gets underway here in Milwaukee.
I wonder
right now,
if there's
plans
a
are underway
manifesto,
to expand
B.
the security perimeter around this venue. President Biden spoke with Trump Saturday evening. He condemned the attack.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence.
There we go.
It's sick. It's sick.
Trump was treated at a local hospital. He returned to his golf club in New Jersey early this morning.
Well, there you have it there. I mean, when they sit there and say that there is, I don't know.
Well, the same man that just stood there saying how it's sick, is exactly the same man who came out and said that they need to put President Trump in a target, put in a bullseye. And then in an interview today, came out and was saying that, oh, no, he didn't say that. He didn't mean that. Well, he should be in the crosshairs, not a bullseye. The man couldn't tell the truth if it hopped up and bit him in the ass.
Well,
It was
I would
all
agree with
right
that.
there and recorded on television. They have several recordings that have run through of this, and it just no matter what happens, his lips are moving, and all that comes out is another falsehood.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more of The Way We See It special edition right here on the FFN Network, talking about the attempted assassination of former President Donald J. Trump. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about mapping the Trump shooting. Okay, there will be some graphic imagery. Viewer discretion is advised. When we return from our break, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in about 4 minutes. Stick around for more of The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network.
Well, I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remember put it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be a perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. He took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Way We See It in segment number 2, Mapping the Trump Shootings. I am one of your hosts, Blazeman, with my co-host to my right, your left, Mr. B. What's happening, pal?
I'm here. As a matter of fact, I just got a message from somebody who said he was trying to watch. For some reason or other, he's saying something, we were watching something about some kind of antiquated prizes. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I think we got some sort of signals crossed here somewhere, Blazeman.
No signals crossed, B. During the break.
Somebody's saying that they're trying to tune into us and they're seeing somebody giving away some antiquated old prize things or some damn thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell you're talking
during
about.
the commercial, I just went and checked all the connections, and we're connected to everybody.
Well, whatever.
We're streaming. They might want to go to FFN Radio Network on Facebook or go into YouTube.
Yeah.
But I encourage everybody, if you're not seeing anything on any of those idiotic platforms, ladies and gentlemen, go to ffnnetwork.org. We are live on ffnnetwork.org. Unfortunately, there's no live comment section, but you could always call into the show at 508-974-4231. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any issues with any of the other platforms, our show is live with no interruptions on ffnnetwork.org. Go there and watch us, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Well, we've got some videos that we're going to be going into. What do you got lined up for us first?
Well, what I got lined up is like I was just talking before break. We got the mapping of the Trump shooting. So graphic images and viewer discretion is advised. I watched about 3 minutes of this video, and it's very, very eye-opening for me. I'll let you all, again, do your own investigating, your own sorting out, or whichever. So with any further ado, here we go, buddy. You ready? You got your thinking cap on? You open-minded?
My thinking cap on, and I got my coffee in my cup without anything else.
There you go. No, no Irish cream and that like that in there, buddy. No. All right, let's check this video out.
It's the 13th of July in Butler, Pennsylvania. Former U.S. President Donald Trump speaks at a rally. It's only days until he plans to accept the official Republican nomination. He's just minutes into his speech when shots are fired.
Take a look at what happened.
Trump got hit, but survived. Someone tried to assassinate him in broad daylight. Here is how it unfolded. By the time this video is published, new details might have emerged. It's a hot, sweltering early evening as tens of thousands gather here to see Trump. Pennsylvania is one of 6 vital swing states that will help secure the win in the next presidential election. Butler skews heavily Republican, and it is a blue-collar town.
This is a big crowd. This is a big, beautiful crowd.
He is surrounded by supporters. Most are sitting or standing in front of the stage. Some sit on the bleachers, center, left, and right. Trump's support staff and security, including Secret Service agents, are right at the stage. Behind him are 3 large buildings. On the roof of the building on the far left and on the far right are Secret Service snipers. They are constantly scanning the surroundings, looking for threats. They can be seen in this video filmed by a crowd member.
Hello, Butler, and hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back.
Trump begins with his speech. Things seem normal. He turns to the right and points at a chart showing statistics on border crossings. At the same time, several people in the crowd notice a man with a gun on the roof of a building close by. It's too late.
Take a look at what happened.
All of a sudden, bullets start flying. One even gets captured on camera. Another building, about 400 feet or 120 meters north of the stage. The shots are coming from here, on the roof. The gunman is 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He is armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. The gun was legally purchased by his father. First, he apparently fires a round of 3 shots.
Take a look at what happened.
Trump reaches up with his hand. The first bullet pierces the upper part of his right ear. He will later say that turning over to the right at that exact moment prevented the bullet from hitting him right in the head. He ducks down behind the podium, and within 3 to 4 seconds after the first shot, Secret Service agents swarm the former president and shield him with their bodies. Crooks opens fire again, immediately, with 5 more shots. Right before the first shot by Crooks, one of the snipers on the left roof behind Trump seems to detect the gunman and prepares to return fire.
Take a look at what happened.
Some outlets report that these snipers killed Crooks, while the Secret Service confirmed its personnel neutralized the shooter. We could not corroborate that it was in fact these specific agents. The gunman also hit spectators on the bleachers. 1 man died, 50-year-old Corey Comprador. 2 others were critically injured. With Trump's microphone still on, we can hear the tense exchanges among the agents.
Moving his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Move. Go.
About 42 seconds after Crooks opened fire, they confirm the shooter is down.
Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move? We're clear. Let's move.
They prepare to escort him to an armored vehicle.
Come on. Let me
get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down.
Watch out.
Wait.
In about 75 seconds after ducking to the ground, Trump raises his fist. He is mouthing the words, "Fight, fight, fight." The resulting photos immediately travel around the entire world. The crowd starts to chant for the former president as he leaves the stage, bleeding. Trump is then rushed to a hospital. Later that night, he is flown to New Jersey. He appears to be well. There are a lot of questions we don't have an answer to right now. Why were the forces unable to prevent the attack? Analysis on X suggests that at least the snipers on the roof behind Trump were likely scouting for dangers further away, with this rooftop possibly falling into the responsibility of other law enforcement agents. We were unable to corroborate that.
Horseshit.
Why couldn't our men climb up on this building? What was...
You have something to say, B?
Absolutely. That's fucking horseshit in plain English.
That's it? Just horseshit?
Well, yeah, I mean, scouting for things, threats at further buildings. My ass. The man was right in their field of vision. What, 300, 400 yards away?
Oh,
You're gonna tell me they can't see it? What are they, blind in one eye and can't see out of the other?
Well, we're going to get to that more in detail, buddy. Let's listen up. It's almost over.
Enforcement agents. We were unable to corroborate that. Why couldn't our men climb up on this building? What was Crooks's motive? The gunman had no criminal history in Pennsylvania's public court records. The New York Times found a voter registration record for Crooks. It shows that he was registered as a Republican. They also found that he donated $15 to a liberal voter turnout group through a Democratic donation platform.
What liberal voter turnout group was that?
They're not disclosing.
Right, they're not disclosing that, right? But let's make it a point to Crooks was a registered Republican, so
2021. He was a kitchen worker and had a membership at a local shooting club. The FBI found suspicious devices in both his car and home. They are being evaluated by the agency at the time of this recording. The investigation is ongoing, and new information is being published by the minute. President Biden and various leaders around the world condemned the attack and political violence at large. The picture of Trump, bloodied but defiant, with a raised fist in front of the American flag, will surely become a powerful symbol in his re-election campaign.
I got to tell you, we're just gonna move forward because the next one that I got to put up coincides with that mess. So, excuse me.
I'll be more than happy to see it, look at it, and whatever else, and I'll be more than happy to take and give you my personal opinion.
Okay. All right. Let me just getting it set. I should have had it set already. That's my fault. I apologize. And here we go. All right. Now B, we can, just jump in. I'll pause it, okay?
Yeah, like what we're doing.
Well, pretty much. All right. Here we go. So the Secret Service security failures during Trump's attempted assassination. This is by WSJ.
Wall Street Journal.
Yes.
Hey, Wall Street Journal, thanks a lot for allowing us to use your content. We thank you very much for it.
Service's biggest crisis in decades. How did a 20-year-old gunman climb a rooftop with a rifle and fire shots at former President Donald Trump from less than 150 yards away?
With a letter he bought at Home Depot.
This is a colossal failure for the Secret Service.
The Secret Service isn't just responsible for the safety and security of the protectee. They're also there for the safety and the security of the people that are showing up to these events. So this is tragic all around.
Here's what we know about the security gaps that led to the assassination attempt on Trump.
Yeah, look, there he is.
In a video.
Okay, right here, Trump just came out. He's talking. Blah, blah, blah. And People are screaming on the bottom. He's right there, B.
And by the way,
he's right
inside that
here.
building that he's on the roof of is apparently full of law enforcement persons.
Supposed to be, B. Supposed to be.
Well, that's what we're told. They were inside the building, protecting it from inside.
But their argument now, yeah, exactly. What in anybody's freaking right mind is going to think the American people are going to believe, oh, they were only protecting Trump from that area?
What the hell were they protecting inside? Protecting him from the backup of the toilet bowls?
It's okay that there's 4 to 5 snipers on roofs about 500 yards away. We're not paying attention to them though. Only inside this circle. My goodness, please.
And by the way, it's a sunny, clear day, but you hear some rumbling on the roof, so it sounds like hail's falling on top of a metal freaking roof. And they don't come outside and say, gee, what the hell's going on out here?
It was a weekend, B. I don't think anybody was working, but I get what you're saying.
In a video taken by a bystander shortly before the shooting, the gunman, Thomas Matthew Crooks, could be seen crawling on a roof as people were heard pointing him out.
Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals.
And a witness told the BBC,
the police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle.
But those alerts, if heard by any officers, didn't seem to make it up the chain back to the command center.
That's a massive communication failure. When I was overseeing sites, we would have Secret Service agents right next to police with police radios. If there's something that's going on, boom, everybody knows instantly. Quite frankly, if the detail had known there was an armed person climbing up on a roof, they would have evacuated the president right away, no questions asked.
Beyond that, the Secret Service said it relied on local law enforcement to secure the building that Crooks climbed. Typically, Secret Service and local police operate together in concentric circles. Closest to the principal, in this case Trump, are teams of highly trained Secret Service agents. In the middle perimeter, there's usually a mix of Secret Service and local law enforcement who might cover portions of the motorcade and any pre-event screening. And in the outer perimeter, security largely falls on local law enforcement. In Butler, the building the shooter climbed was technically outside of the rally venue.
Okay, so are we looking at a blame game here, B?
Well, what we're looking at is someone trying to take and fend the onus off of the shoulders of the Secret Service, trying to say anybody else, somebody else dropped the ball. My ass.
Well, this area right here, as it's being explained, this area right here is the most protected. Not when there's a sniper involved, but whatever.
Secret Service detail that didn't say, hey, you know what? We don't have any communication with local law enforcement. You've heard it. It's supposed to be done all the time.
Right.
Now, I will say this. I'm not going to say who, but I have someone very, very, very close to me who has worked as a police officer and has worked on a protectorate detail when a president came to where this person worked, and indeed had very close radio contact with the Secret Service. So what that man said is absolutely true, and I know it to be true.
You got to understand.
It's at the hands of the Secret Service because they're the ones who know how this is supposed to go.
You got to understand the depth of the situation. Number one, anybody underneath the president is not getting a presidential Secret Service fucking detail. You're not having drones flying over the fucking top. You're not having helicopters flying around, searching the area. If the president of the United States was on that podium, that guy would have never been on that fucking roof. Okay? Because of the manpower that they have. I stated this before. When President Bill Clinton came here to Fall River, Massachusetts to, talk or whatever, they made people leave their homes. They made them leave their homes. Any type of height advantage whatsoever. Okay, they had metal detectors. Everything. That's for the president.
President
Ex-president.
showed up here in New Hampshire
Ex.
a number of times. Nobody got shoved out of their homes up here.
We live where in Fall River. There's what's called 3 tenement homes.
Yeah, I know you got. You got 3 decks.
Okay.
Boston
All
battleships,
right.
they call.
Okay, so that's it. So yes, they made people leave their homes. If there was a house behind, and there was quite a few, okay, behind where the president was, they made them people evacuate their home. And in some cases, posted snipers in the tenement home. I was there. It was 2 blocks away from my house. They did it at a big giant baseball field. I was there. Metal detectors, the whole 9 yards. My point I'm trying to make is that's a presidential detail. Trump, anybody else, RFK, they're not going to see that.
Right?
They're not going to see it.
This is when Clinton came?
Yes.
They shouldn't have posted snipers. They should have posted dry cleaners to clean the dress afterward.
Well, yeah, they could have did a lot of those things, but the point I'm trying to make is that. Let's listen to some more.
And the Secret Service didn't sweep it.
It fell through the cracks, which still falls to the Secret Service because it means nobody checked to make sure the plan was in fact implemented correctly.
According to the Butler County Sheriff, right before the shooting, a local officer climbed onto the building and saw Crooks, but dropped to the ground when Crooks aimed his rifle at him. In an interview with ABC News, the Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle dropped to the ground. The Butler
the plan was
I had to back up. I apologize. Because
according to the Butler County Sheriff, right before the shooting, a local officer climbed onto the building and saw Crooks, but dropped to the ground when Crooks aimed his rifle at him.
Okay, so there's an officer that climbs up the ladder, sees Crooks. Crooks turns around, points his fucking rifle at him, and the officer jumps down and runs away. That's what he did. He ran away, jumped down. Why didn't he make the call then?
In an interview with ABC News, the Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle said local officials were inside the building when Crooks scaled it, but said,
"The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service."
There are also questions about why counter-sniper teams located behind Trump didn't take out the shooter earlier, even though they appeared to be facing in his direction.
Once the shooting started, they had rounds on target almost instantly. So that tells me that that shooter had come to their attention, and they were in the decision loop.
The investigations into what went wrong will also focus heavily on what happened before the event even took place. The Butler rally was announced by the Trump campaign 10 days ahead of time, which experts say gave the Secret Service plenty of time to do site advance planning, and potentially even eliminate the line of sight from the building where the gunman was perched to Trump's stage.
In this situation.
Okay, now I want to back it up right here just a tad. Just a little bit more. Okay, let's see. All right, can you see my cursor, B?
Absolutely.
Okay, so focusing here, right? Yep. This is where the shooter is, okay? Good line of sight, right?
Yep.
So's this water tower right there. That not only is it a water tower, but that water tower sees everything. You understand? He's way low. So yeah, he's got, this here. Here's a water tower right here.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because my point is why wasn't the Secret Service there? That's what this has everything to do with it. Okay? Because Secret Service is smart enough to know that spot right there oversees the entire area. That would be a first place that they would set snipers up at.
However, the water tower is
that
twice
means
the
here.
distance beyond that ring that the lady had said.
B
was there
130 some yards ain't fucking shit, B. That's not shit for a sniper, especially a well-trained sniper. That's not shit.
I know this, and you know this.
Okay,
but
and all
we
right,
cannot
so
live in the
I'm
world
not
of what
talking
should
about.
be. We must be looking
I'm
at
not.
the world that is.
I'm not talking about the sniper being up there, B. I'm talking about the Secret Service should have had a
I
sniper
know.
company up there.
I
Plain
know.
and simple, B.
I know what should have been, but we can't deal with what should have been. We have to deal with what is. Okay.
Yeah, B. We're dealing with what is, but the point is why is what is, B. That's what
Because
we're
it was
talking
a
about.
Secret Service clusterfuck.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to it than just a clusterfuck, B. This is so every George Bush, all the former presidents that are still living. So this is the type of fucking protection that they get.
And by the
This
way,
is the
hello from
protection that they
Kentucky.
get.
We have a viewer, Ginny Division. How are you, dear? Thank you very much for coming in. Welcome.
Hello from Kentucky. Okay, so again, why? Again, the Secret Service should have had a sniper group up there. Okay, for again, the main reason is it overlooks the entire area. Okay, sniper up here, Secret Service sniper up here on this little water tower. Okay, I gotta press
From the
my
building where the
mouse
gun
button. Hold on, right here.
Right.
Then they see him. They even see him climbing up.
No, where's your cursor?
So
see where Trump is?
Yeah. Might have a caller. Hold on. I don't think we're connected. We're never connected. Hey, caller, you're on the air with The Way We See It. How you doing this evening?
We cannot hear the caller.
We can't hear you, caller.
Blazeman, you're muted. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, caller, we can hear you.
Okay. I understand what y'all are saying about all of this. Another thing is, why do you have Secret Service personnel, men or women, who are so small, short in stature, compared to those little bitty people cannot protect a great big man safely?
Agree. Agree. And I think we all can agree that bottom line was he just didn't have a very good detail at all. Okay.
Well, they don't look competent at all. If you've got a woman that can't even bother to get her gun back in the holster after 3 attempts, she needs to be retrained or needs a different job.
Definitely.
Then they're all worried about their sunglasses, picking up their sunglasses off the floor. Who gives a rat's backside if their sunglasses are on the floor or on their face? You're supposed to protect the president.
Right. And you know, ma'am, this is exactly the detail that we love from people that observe things, and we just don't take things as because the news tells us. Okay, we see something and it doesn't fit right with what we're looking at. Say whatever you want on the media. I'm going to go back and I'm going to, look and see, what I'm thinking that happened, the way it happened, and bottom line is that he shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been there at all. And I agree with you 100% about the Secret Service. Again, she had to be a rookie, number one, and she looked terrified. Okay. She could not holster her weapon for nothing. And from what I observed, imagining the thousands of things that were going through her mind, and for me, her training wasn't part of it. You understand what I mean?
I do. But if you're not trained, then you don't belong in that job. Your job is one thing, to protect the president from being shot at or killed. And if you're not capable, then go somewhere else. Do another job.
Right. So do you feel that there is going to be a blame game going on here? The Secret Service is going to...
There already is.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I think there already is. Nobody wants to take responsibility. Although the head of the Secret Service said the buck stops with me. Well, I'm sorry. Then if it stops with you, you jacked up your job, you need to be fired. gone.
Right. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, right? I mean, that's just the way it
Correct.
should go down.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Absolutely.
You know, B, do you have anything for the caller?
I have one thing to say, and I'm sure the caller, I'm certain, is going to agree with me on this, that if I didn't know that this person was a Secret Service agent, I would have thought she was probably a new trainee at the Walmart deli counter. Any person who cannot take and immediately holster their weapon has got to be not only incompetent, but poorly trained and an embarrassment before the person that they're supposed to be serving and protecting.
Yeah. B is a little bit more straightforward than I. So we'd like to thank you for calling in. If you don't mind, where are you calling from, ma'am? Oh,
Hello?
she must have said goodbye.
Right. Well, thank you very much for that call. Very much. Thank you so much for calling.
I still have her on the line unless she's on another. I don't know. But
may have lost the call.
No, not on my end. Okay. If she wants, she could call back.
Of course.
That was a great conversation, by the way. Again, so everything that I'm just going to play the video because I'm lost my train of thought.
Right.
Gunman was perched to Trump's stage.
In this situation, you actually had an event site that was being built. So they're there to find out what the dimensions are going to be, what the stage is going to look like, where it's going to be located. And then based on that information, they are then looking at potential threats, including areas of high ground, and how to best mitigate those threats with the overall security plan.
Former Secret Service agents say the buildings near Trump's stage in Butler would be a glaring risk and not something that could have been missed by advance agents.
We lost a president in 1963. How did it happen? Man up on a roof with a rifle.
Yep.
And guess what? The protocols that went into place from 1963 until this day is that we prioritize high places.
Exactly.
Hold the video.
We understand
I'm getting it. My hand isn't always right there.
That's an inaccuracy.
It's
okay.
Let's hear
inaccuracy.
Let's play it back. Okay, because B is going up against a former Secret Service guy. Let's play it back and then I'll let you answer. I'll go crazy.
How did it happen? Man up on a roof with a rifle. And guess what? The protocol.
Wrong.
I know what you're going to say here, B, but let me, I know 100% what you're going to say. Just let me finish it.
Protocols that went into place from 1963 until this day is that we prioritize high places because we understand a man with a rifle, woman with a rifle, whoever with a rifle, if they have any level of expertise, they can kill a president very quickly.
Go ahead, B.
Okay. They're talking about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. The shooter was not on the roof of a building. He was in a window. I believe it was the 7th floor, if I'm not mistaken, of the building that he was in. He was not on the roof.
Right. Was he high, though, B? Was he high up?
He was elevator higher, of course, than ground level, of course.
He
was not on a rooftop.
He was one level down from the roof, B. One level
and
down.
That's all fine and fantastic and good. But the other thing that is very disturbing there is the same thing that happened there is what happened here. The shooter killed by Jack Ruby. This shooter killed by a gunshot by the Secret Service.
Right. Some could sit there and say, look, these are highly trained operatives. You know, couldn't they just blew his arm off or something? You know what I mean? Kept him alive.
For whatever reason, it has been said. I have not seen anything from the autopsy reports, whatever else, but it has been sort of leaked out that the shooter was shot through the neck.
Well,
which is not exactly
on all the still shots that you see on X and and various other things, they have the picture blurred out. I'm sure if we were to do our best in research, we could probably find the picture of without the blurriness. But in the captions with the blurriness, the people that took the picture said that there's blood. Okay, you could see his neck or his head just like it was blown off.
I
You know what I
understand.
mean?
My point being, this was either an incredible anomaly or, again, a less than well practiced marksman, because shooting someone through the neck or the throat or whatever is a lot different than either a headshot or a center mass shot.
Right. And that's when my argument with you was saying that the way you was putting it, like this was a long distance. It's not a long distance at all. You and I could,
No.
you and
It's
I
not a
could make
long
that
distance.
shot.
However, the distance on top of the water tower is twice the distance from where the shooter was that fired and
But
grazed President Trump
like I
and
said,
killed
but
that
like
man.
I said, that wasn't that wasn't where I was putting the shooter. That's where Secret Service should have had a sniper up there because it has the height and advantage to see the entire area. You don't miss
I
nothing.
understand that, but what my point is that they had already enumerated that their protectorate circle was only so large, and
B,
the
that's a
distance.
bunch of bullshit, B.
That's
B,
what they stated. That's what they said.
That's all bullshit, B. But that's the point we're trying to make is to say it's bullshit.
Oh, I know
You know
that.
what I mean? Yeah,
I know that.
Like I was talking to the caller. It's like it's gonna be the blame game. Oh, that's the regular police's perimeter. They should have did all of that. This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen if the Secret Service puts a sniper team on that water tower. Plain simple.
What do you think you're going to get out of the people in when they're in front of the Congress doing their testimony because of they're going to have their hearings, and then another one of these hearings where everybody talks about this and talks about that, and nobody winds up going to prison or losing their job over it.
That's just all of this that's happening right now is just for the in my opinion, the way we see it. Okay, in my opinion, is just the Democrats trying to save face. That's all. That's all this is. Joe Biden. Oh, we're gonna have a big committee, and we're gonna see what. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because if anybody had a hand in anything, I mean, look, there's more paperwork that's coming out now, and that is obtainable for any citizen in the archives about the JFK assassination. They're waiting for everyone that was involved with the JFK assassination to die before the truth comes out. I'm telling you, why do they always, at one point, they're like, oh, all of this information is going to be released in 1982. 1982 comes, oh, no, we're going to push that up a little bit. Because the people that know what's going to ain't died yet.
Right.
I mean, that's my opinion. Let's finish this video out.
And then we're going to have to pay some bills, too.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
One thing law enforcement experts say was done correctly, despite widespread criticism on social media, was the evacuation of the former president after he was shot.
The reaction from the shift inside that inner perimeter was very quick. And as it's happening, if you listen closely, you can hear the instructions to former President Trump to get down. And that is so that they can cover him effectively. That was done very well.
I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes.
This wasn't done very well.
What you can't hear is what's being said to the agents through the radios from the command post, maybe the counter sniper team, because there's other things going on. So they're going to do what they're told. And if they're told now it's safe to move, then that's what they're going to do.
Well, experts say it's not ideal from a security perspective that Trump stopped to pump his fist. The shift did a good job getting him to the car, known as the Spare. But the team near the Spare?
They were clearly confused. You could see it. You can't hide it. They didn't know what to do.
Yep.
President Biden has been briefed about the assassination attempt and has pledged a quick probe led by the FBI.
I'm instructed that this investigation be thorough and swift.
Yeah, okay, Joe.
And the investigators will have every resource they need to get this done.
Okay.
The House Oversight Committee is also investigating what went wrong and has called on Cheadle to testify. In a statement, Cheadle said the Secret Service is working with all involved federal, state, and local agencies to understand what happened, how it happened, and how we can prevent an incident like this from ever taking place again.
There's one other little piece of information that a lot of people don't know, but I'm going to turn around and say, because I have the information, and I'm going to say it.
Say it, buddy.
The people that were there that were protecting the life of former President Donald Trump weren't his ordinary protection detail. They were fill-ins, because his ordinary protection detail was where? Oh, they were taken off of him and put on a protection detail for Jill Biden because she was out giving a speech someplace else. So they took all of these last round draft pick, nose picking morons and put them on President Trump instead.
Okay. All right. It's a little bit strong, B. I mean, I wouldn't say they're morons. I mean,
all right. I'm sorry. Idiots, not morons.
They definitely need to go back and, retake their training test or
they
whatever.
They need to go back to kindergarten and learn how to finger paint, for Christ's sake. Jeez. These people couldn't find their own ass with two hands, a flashlight, and a road map.
Oh,
with that being said, we got to build.
We got to go to break.
I got to get some more coffee.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around for more of The Way We See It with yours truly, Blazeman and Mr. B. And we don't want to you want to catch Mr. B's show tomorrow, Politicking with Mr. B, from 7 to 8 p.m. and followed by the I-12 GIA Real Talk with Real People from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on the FFN
Very,
Network.
very big guest tomorrow.
Very, very big guest. Very big guest tomorrow. You don't want to miss Politicking.
Yeah, she's almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got to go. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. About 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
My name is Steven, your public relations officer at FFN Media Network. We believe that every story deserves to be heard. Every voice deserves to be amplified, and every idea deserves to shine. As a small media company, we are committed to creating a platform where content creators, visionaries, and changemakers like you can thrive. You might say to yourself, why do we need FFN Network? Well, let me tell you what we can do for you. 1, our mission is simple: empower, elevate, and engage. We are not just another media outlet. 2, our producers will help you build your show, add content, and put you on 15 different platforms. 3, we help you promote your show. Whether it is through captivating articles, thought-provoking videos, or inspiring podcasts, we are here to help you make a difference. What sets us apart? At FFN Media Network, we embrace hard work. Our team of talented producers and creators come from all social classes, ensuring that our content reflects a rich tapestry of experiences, cultures, and viewpoints. Join the FFN team. Join FFN Media Network and be part of a community that celebrates creativity, authenticity, and positive impact. Let us amplify your voice and share your story on FFN Network and with the world. Get to know our founder, Blaise St. Pierre, the new guy in the media industry. So if you have a great idea for a show or a business and want to place an ad on FFN Network, give us a call at 774-704-5145 or email us at ffnnetwork9@gmail.com and join the FFN Network family. Thank you. FFN Network.
Well, I've got spare last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be a perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare.
All right, everybody. Thank you for returning with us on The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network. I am one of your hosts, Blaze Man, and my co-host to my right, Mr. B.
And hey, Blazeman, I want, but yeah, people want to go off the preceding announcement brought to you by a foreign language. I want to give a big shout out to some people I know that are watching for a little Poland all the way down in New Britain, Connecticut. How you doing, folks? Everybody, Dzień dobry. Glad to see you. And Annie Hartford, our dear friend. Hello, Annie. How you doing? Glad to see you come in.
There's Annie. She's a little late. Well, she's not late. She was watching us on my personal Facebook page. Yeah, right. I accidentally loaded it up, and what I don't know.
You've gotten loaded accidentally a few times.
I don't know why it does this, but if you watch us on my personal page, we can't see the comments, you know. But if you watch us on any other Facebook page, you can see comments. So anyhow, so when I seen Ann, I noticed she was watching on there. I let her know. I'm like, hey, you can't. Whatever comments you make, and Ann always talks on the shows. She always has an opinion, which we love. And I was like, hey, we're not seeing that. We're not going to see that. I don't know why it does it, but we can't see it if you're on my page watching. So anyways, thanks for joining here, Ann. Yes, I know that now. So with that being said, all right, who's JD Vance? B?
You know,
I mean, it just come out of nowhere, right? This just came out of nowhere, right?
Well, no, he didn't come out of nowhere. He's been in the news, and he's been there, and he's been kind of vocal, and it wasn't always so glowing over Donald Trump. However, the man himself has come out and he has said, you know what? I got proved wrong, and when I'm wrong, I say it and I admit it. And he said he is a true Trump believer. And here he is, a fellow who's about 35 years old, came from poorer than the dirt that he lived in when he was young.
Well,
Apparently, wrote a book about it.
Yeah, we do have a video on who he is. So if I knew you was this knowledgeable, I would have never looked up the video. So let's play this video and then we'll talk about it a little bit. It's a 5.5 minute video, so everyone sit back and then enjoy. And at any point, comment or call 508-974-4231. Or, call us. All right, let's take a peek, B.
J.D. Vance has had a meteoric rise in the Republican Party. From a best-selling author and never-Trumper in 2016...
I'm a never-Trump guy. I never liked him.
...to winning a U.S. Senate seat at age 38. And now, he's former President Donald Trump's running mate.
Elect Donald Trump in 20...
I just want to say a quote from Trump when he was asked, about selecting him. And he says, in good old Trump fashion, he says, hey, he used to hate me, but now he met me and he loves me now. That was his exact words.
2024. God bless you, sir.
Vance is very much a creature of the new Republican Party that Trump has shaped in his image. By picking Vance, Trump is showing he's doubling down on this MAGA agenda. It's a full-throated, populist, national conservative ticket.
Here's why the Trump-Vance ticket is a big deal for the future of the MAGA movement and the GOP.
I mean, they do understand that MAGA stands for Make America Great Again, right?
Well, yeah. However,
if I have to apologize for me being a part of someone that wants to make America great again, then, okay, call me an asshole.
Well, these people believe that the idea of making America great isn't so great because it goes against what their indoctrination sauce has to deal.
Yeah, truth to that, B. All right.
J.D. Vance first catapulted to fame in 2016 after he published his memoir, Hillbilly Elegy. The book detailed his experience growing up poor in Rust Belt, Ohio, and making it to Yale Law School. It was a smash hit and became a Ron Howard-directed movie in 2020.
I know I could have done better, but you got to decide. You want to be somebody or not?
We're trying to paint this white nationalist movement as a movement primarily of poor and working class Americans, when the truth is that the alt-right is actually led by better educated and frankly pretty well-to-do people.
In his initial foray into the public spotlight, Vance was very much anti-Trump. His book made clear that he was a conservative. Many people latched onto it as an explanation for Trump's sort of surprise success in the Republican Party and then in the election.
When Vance launched his campaign for the Senate in 2021, his stance on Trump underwent a big shift.
I obviously didn't fully appreciate the president's appeal in 2016.
Yeah, he said some bad things about me, but that was before he knew me, and then he fell in love.
He even described himself to me in one interview as a flip-flop flipper on Trump, saying that he had similar policy views but was against Trump as a person until he realized that Trump was advocating for the policies that he supported.
While running for Senate, Vance was one of several pro-Trump candidates in the primary. But in one debate, Vance was the lone candidate to oppose a NATO-enforced no-fly zone over Ukraine, and that caught the eye of Trump's inner circle.
What a no-fly zone, it sounds nice, like we asked the Russians not to fly planes over Ukraine. What it means in practice is American Marine Corps pilots, Air Force pilots, and Navy pilots getting in dogfights with Russian jets. Which the problem with that is it's not in our vital national interest.
That impressed Donald Trump Jr., and he began advocating for Vance's candidacy, including with his father.
Trump's unique brand of conservative politics has been reshaping the core tenets of the Republican Party since he was elected in 2016, like tighter borders and a retreat from the world stage. He's changed the GOP so much that the Republican National Committee recently revamped its platform to a new, stripped-down version, one that focuses more on Trump himself than on specific policy decisions.
Trump has been changing all of those stances to the point where many older Republicans feel it's no longer recognizable. At the same time, a movement has arisen in Trump's image that believes in his policies and believes that the Republican Party should be reshaped in his image.
Believers in this movement, referred to as the New Right or National Conservatives, take Trump's impulses and turn them into doctrine.
Are you listening to this shit, though?
Yeah.
You know, it's...
Vance has become one.
Go ahead.
No, this is the kind of stuff that makes my eardrums melt. Okay, just go ahead. Go ahead. Play
Their leading
this
voices.
The American people, again, they need people who put the interests of their own citizens first, of our own citizens first. And that's what this entire movement is all about. And I think that's what the Trump presidency.
So everybody that runs for president that is going to be a conservative or Republican down the road, they're going to be either in the MAGA era of Trump type of running person, which that would probably make it tough for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will be about if we give him another shot, as I expect that we will.
When Trump selected Mike Pence to be his running mate, that was a pick very much intended to reassure Republican voters. Pence, being a traditional conservative, an evangelical Christian, was someone who regular Republicans who saw Trump as sort of an arriviste in their party could look at Pence and say, all right, that's someone I can trust. Fast forward to 2024, it's clear that Trump no longer sees a need to share power with that wing of the Republican Party.
Right after Trump's attempted assassination in July, Vance was one of the first Republicans to publicly cast blame at the Biden campaign for the shooting. As Republicans unite around the Trump-Vance ticket after the July 13th attack, Democrats remain in disarray following President Biden's disastrous debate performance in June. Biden has vowed to stay in the race despite continuing calls from fellow Democrats to step away from his place at the top of the ticket.
I think there's a whole pool of voters there in the center of the electorate who really are not being spoken to by either candidate because of the way these tickets have shaped up.
Senators Marco Rubio from Florida and Tim Scott from South Carolina were also contenders on Trump's VP shortlist. Both could have appealed more to minority voters, something that Trump has historically struggled with. Choosing Vance allows Trump to shore up support among the white working class.
Ohio is also part of the Rust Belt, and the most crucial states in this election are those Rust Belt states. That white working class vote is a vote that is also...
Is it me, or are you seeing a bunch of dissimilar racial overtones to the narrative that's going on through this?
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
That's why when I said to you, I couldn't wait to put this up because I watched about like 3 minutes of it and it's just going to blow your fucking mind, right? I mean, this is supposed to be about, J.D. Vance and why, he became Trump's VP nominee and stuff. And yeah, some of it is, but now they're making it like it's a cult that's being created. You know what I mean?
Well,
Well, it's the Wall Street Journal, so
yeah, Wall Street Journal or whatever. And I want to say hello, by the way, to a dear friend of mine, Mike Valancourt, who has been trying to find this. Has finally got it. He's having some sort of issues, but I want to thank you very much for coming in and watching, Mike.
Well, tell Mike to comment in the comment section.
He's trying to. I'll get into. I'll talk about you after.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
What his problem is. What I want to get to this is right now is these people keep painting Trump. He's Nazi. He's Adolf Hitler. When Trump has a son-in-law who was a practicing, faithful person of the Jewish faith.
Okay.
I remember through the years when Trump had his television show about the whatever it was, where they made the executives or whatever else, where there were incidents that came out that were at best questionable things that people had said that would easily lead anyone to believe that the person making the statements were in some way a person who was prejudiced or someone who might have been some sort of a bigot or whatever else. And they made absolutely certain those people were wiped off of that show, and none too soon.
You're talking about The Apprentice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the name of the show. Throughout his entire presidency, Donald Trump never did anything at all that gave anybody reason to believe that he was some form of a racist, but these people keep turning around and they keep throwing racial overtones. It's the same old adage where they say, like Joseph Goebbels said, lies told often enough become truths. As long as you say them, the louder you say them, and the longer you say them, they become truths. And that's exactly what they keep harping on. They keep lying, saying he's a
That's how
he's a devil, he's a
propaganda
demon,
works.
he's trying to kill our nation.
That's how
The guy was here
propaganda
for 4
works.
years and he didn't try to kill our nation. Why in the living Christ are people out there believing the shit that these people are talking about?
They don't like his policies, B. They don't like him saying, him not being afraid to say F you to the Democrats.
I know why they're saying it, but what my point is why are decent, reasonable, thinking human beings giving any credence whatsoever to the crap that's coming out of their mouths?
I don't know, but let's finish this up. You're absolutely right.
Very crucial throughout those Rust Belt battlegrounds, there is a hope by some of Vance's backers and some on Trump's team that he could potentially galvanize those voters even more than Trump already does to juice Republican turnout in those states.
What was the Russia collusion hoax?
He needs
it was
those
about
states.
destroying Donald Trump. This ridiculous New York fraud case, it's about destroying the guy's wealth before he re-enters the Oval Office.
It's good to see you, man. Thank you.
He is really a bet on the future as well, a bet on the future of the Republican Party and a bet on the future of the populist conservative
Exactly.
movement.
That's
Trump
what you
would
should have said.
never
in the
say
first
he's
place.
anointing a successor, but Vance was decades younger than the other potential picks that were under consideration for vice president. And in choosing such a young person to be on the ticket with him, there's an unavoidable implication that Trump has sort of chosen an heir, chosen someone to take the mantle of that MAGA movement and go forward with it, whether it's as a future president himself or simply.
Trump is trying to create an heir so he can continue his MAGA movement. I told you.
The entire
that had
left,
not right. Go ahead. I know.
the entire left is just a bubbling, toiling cauldron of dissimilar melted metals that when you dump it all over the freaking floor, one's going to go one way, one's going to go the other, and everything will fall apart. And that is exactly what's happening now. So now they're scrambling like hell, pulling at anything they can, grasping at straws, grasping at the point of a sword, trying to keep things together when everything is blowing up in their face. They got all the things still coming out about Hunter Biden and about the Russian collusion and the phony dossiers and all of this stuff. All this out there, and suddenly you're not hearing these things. All of these things have been happening now that President Trump had a sniper shoot at him. Here's the left hand. What's going on with the right hand? What's going on with the right hand? The left hand is, somebody shot at Trump, somebody shot at Trump. And now, in the meantime, this hand is over here doing anything they can, everything they can, trying to reorganize, trying to get themselves. They're incredibly routed, trying to figure out which end is up and how they're going to save their own ass.
Right. Well, that was great, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. B, always there for me, always there to make sure the FFN Network stays afloat and keeps moving on. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into The Way We See It. And The Way We See It will be here on Tuesday nights. It is one of my wife's favorite shows from Jump. And there's no way that she was she thought it was going to work out well the way we with the other situation, but it didn't.
Before we go, we got to get these comments in.
Okay, go ahead. Read away.
Or the laptop. Most people only listen to mainstream media and believe everything that they're being told. All right, awesome. Exactly.
Well,
love
yeah,
you
I
very much.
mean,
Thank you very much, Ann, for your comments as well.
absolutely. So again, thank you guys, and thank you. Is that Guinea?
Ginny.
Ginny. Thank you, Ginny, very much for the comment. I wish they were all here earlier. You know what I mean? But now they're learning the show the way we see it on Tuesday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Tomorrow, do not forget to check out the one and only over here, Mr. B, with Politicking with Mr. B tomorrow from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on the FFN Network, followed by I-12 GIA Real Talk with Real People. You don't want to miss Politicking with Mr. B. He has a huge show tonight, and I'm going to give him 30 seconds to let you all know about what's going to happen at the show tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a young lady who came all the way to America from Poland at the age of 14 years old. Her name is Olivia. Back then it was Olivia Smirlicki. It is now, of course, Olivia Smirlicki Germano. And she has written 5 books. She has spent the last 30-something years with her family, and she is a assistant scoutmaster for 35 years. She has been involved with scouting, and her family has a husband, 5 children. She's written 5 books, 2 of which have been from stories of her family back in the Nazi Germany era, back in the 1930s and 1940s. I just read the latest book that came out. I picked it up. I could not stop reading it. I had to stop because I had to get some sleep. I finished it the next day. It is a tremendous story.
Well, where'd you get the book from, B?
I got it Amazon.
Okay, so make sure you get that information for us, and I'll create a.
You're going to see it. Yep. Go ahead.
I will create a QR code. Okay, and I will run the QR code during the show, and people can go and check out the book.
Yep. Olivia Germano on tomorrow on Politics with Mr. B. It's not going to be just about an author talking about the book that she's written. It's going to be an author telling us what it was like escaping communism.
Absolutely. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to check out Politicking with Mr. B tomorrow from 7 to 8 p.m., followed by I-12 GIA Real Talk with Real People right here on the FFN Network. Peace.
And finally, it's pouring rain, and I got my car windows open. We got to go.
Ah.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
You have just watched an FFN Network production.